Hi, Mike McLaughlin here. I wanted to put together this video, this thread on the sandtrap.com to help players draw the ball for players that have struggled with slicing it, that want to draw it, or that want to greatly reduce the amount that they're curving it from left to right. Obviously talking about from a perspective of a right-handed golfer. So the examples I'm going to use here would be how to move the path the most to the right, so we can swing out the most. If you're slicing, you already have the face quote unquote closed enough. That means you have the face aimed left of the target if you're slicing it already. So what we want to do is understand that the culprit is not the face. We can't really close it anymore, because then you're going to be hitting it too low and you're going to be hitting big pull shots, and it just kind of if anything, it could also start moving the path more left. So what we want to do is move the path the most to the right, or at least that would be the feeling. So in order to do that, here's kind of how I would go about it. You know, if I had to guarantee that I need to hit a draw where the ball was going to start right at the target and curve back, this is how I would go about it. So I'll start with the left frame here. You notice that both my feet are turned out, my knees are rotated out a bit. This is going to really help my knees change flex. It can allow me to turn my hips and my torso a good amount on the backswing. From down the line, my feet are pretty square or parallel left. If anything, I'm slightly biased towards aiming a little bit right. My grip is good. It's in the fingers, heel pads on top. My hips are pushed a little bit forward, so I have some axis tilt here, meaning that my spine has the appearance of it being a little bit to the right. Now as I take this back, you're going to notice that the left hip stays against this line that I drew. And by the time I get to this position of the backswing, and call it A3, left arm parallel to the ground, I'm turned about, somewhere in the 80 to 90 degree range. What this allows me to do is allows my hands, I'll draw a dot, my hands are at address. So you notice my hands start tracking up, but they're also going in, so they're gaining some depth. Okay. What this allows me to do is it's going to give me some room, some space to now swing out on the downswing. And that's by the amount that I'm turning, the hands are moving inward. As I start to get to the top of the backswing, you're going to see that my left hip would still be against that line. And then as I start to transfer into the downswing, my weight's going to be well forward. Notice by the flex of my left knee, and the pressure going into my left foot, the engagement of pressure, force, whatever in my left quad. And as I get into impact, I'm reaching inline impact, otherwise known as key number 3, so that the shaft and the lead arm line up at impact. Again, just all pieces to allow me to swing out. Move this club head out to the right. As I, over here on the right, notice that when I get to this position, my club shaft is pointing outside the ball. And that as I get to this position, it's going to look a little bit more in. The club head's going to look a little more in because I've rotated my body a little bit to the right. So, but this is something you'll typically see where the club head's a little bit in or in line with the hands at this position. Your typical slicer of the club head out. It'll be out this position. And you'll see examples of this on the thread. And again, when it's in, it's going to allow me to swing out. And then my arms in the fall through are kind of stretched out. I don't want to narrow, have my elbows pull apart or narrow things, because that can have the path or the club head start to swing more left. So again, just kind of examples of just a quick example of me kind of throwing in all the draw pieces I can kind of think of here. We have a lot more information on the thread. If you're just watching this on YouTube, there's going to be a link to the sand trap thread in the description. So hopefully this helps you. Put in some draw pieces and helps you play better. Thanks for watching.